Hello, how are you doing? I hope we're all doing well. I'm excited for this match. This seems like a banger of a match, and if I'm not mistaken, a close one in the works as well. So I'm very intrigued to see how this one goes out.
Yes, definitely. So, yeah, we're just doubling for some reason on the chat, but it doesn't really matter. We're already running the protects and the orders of picks and bans. For now, we see that Draconia wants to protect the Hidden 2, and the reimia will want to protect Double Time 3. You still have a pick order to sort out.
Yeah, very interesting protects, I'd say. I think these are the same protects I saw yesterday. I can't remember the Trigon versus Trumpetino match, where we had Trigon protect the Hidden 2 and Trumpetino protect the DT3. And it seems we're going the same route here again, protecting Vicinity of Obscenity and a New Era.
Right. So I don't know. I like all these. I didn't hear what you said. No, the bans will be, for now we're just doing the pick and ban orders that have been selected. Now that we will see the players to ban. Yeah, reimia is going to ban the map first, and the draconia is going to ban after. And reimia is also going to be the first to pick the map. And this will be interesting, because I think I pretty much understand what the maps will be played. Remy is probably going to go for speed maps, and Draconia is going to go for more like gimmicky maps.
Yeah, I feel like that will definitely be how those maps will play out, which is why I'm very interested to see how it goes in the later half, where both of them kind of run out of that specialized era. Because, you have to opt into, maybe the no more ones, no more twos, stuff that, most people can play but aren't, the crazy different maps. But, yeah, Draconia has maybe seen the last match and saw how it played out last time, decided to opt to get rid of the DT2, the closest map to that DT3, where DT2 is maybe not crazy speed like your standard speed map, because it's not a 280, but it is still that 240 BPM thing control stamina burner.
Yeah, you already see a double time 3 pick, deadlock a new era. And that being a double time 3 makes it, I guess, like a speed map as well. It's more, I think this one is listed as a stamina map.
Yeah, good bit of stamina, good bit of speed. 280 BPM, I believe, or 278, I think. With a lot of patterns that can burn stamina out, because it is just start, stop, start, stop, and a lot of weird slider in patterns in between as well. So it's very interesting to see how reimia will play this one out, because again, their pick, you'd hope them to be the strongest player on it, but sometimes when it comes to speed, some people just have a good day and their fingers just move that quickly.
Yeah, so we already started the match, and reimia is getting some accuracy losses, which is kind of interesting. I thought Draconia would be the other one, but no. Interesting. So yeah, we can already see that this map is a lot of like tapping.
Yeah, this map does really focus on that tapping ability, and you can see it pretty much from this get-go, where you get the first chorus, I guess, of the song, the first key where the song basically shows off what it really is. And we're actually seeing Draconia to be the accuracy leader of this map so far, taking a very early lead with about 97.4% accuracy compared to reimia's 97.3, building up a bit, but they're both fluctuating accuracies a bit here and there, but can't be too surprised with it, Again, 278 BPM, it can definitely do its work against you, and you see a bit of sliders here and there, but it's when it gets to the second key where a lot of the speed definitely also kicks in again, and it's where you'll start to see a lot of those major accuracy drops, and in fact, you see the opposite coming in from reimia, where they're actually building up that 98%. It's fluctuating again, still, not to be surprised, but neither of them to drop combo just yet.
Yeah, both players are playing surprisingly well. I don't really surprised about reimia. He's a really amazing guy. Draconia, still, on the other hand, is doing really good. Comparable with ranks and whatever, the accuracy and the combo that he's holding is very, very, competitive towards reimia. So if reimia makes a miss, Draconia can get a really good, score for himself. But, yeah, we'll only have to see, definitely.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see if it comes down to just a break or the accuracy, because these players are looking so confident on this DT3 right now. And with it being reimia's protect, they're in the lead, sure, but then still in the danger zone where even one burst of 100s will send them down to being the fight up. And it's not looking like it's a perfect scenario for either of these players right now. Again, it's literally going to that last quarter. It's that one miss from Draconia that does shut down that score. It was such a fought map there, but reimia does continue to hold on. And the fact that break hasn't been traded is going to keep reimia in the driving seat for this.
Yeah, Draconia has made a really, really good competitiveness towards reimia, but unfortunately that one last miss settled the score. And I'm pretty sure to say that reimia, with I'm supposing his first FC on the map, is going to walk away with the first point for this match.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping now at this point they do close it out. I don't think there's anything too major for them to find breaks on at the end of this map, but I mean, they've won the point. It doesn't matter too much. You know, 300k difference, they can just do whatever they want now, but they have closed out the DT3 with a full combo to start the match. A bit of a better score than we saw with, again, the Trumpetino Trigon match, but either way, still such phenomenal scores from both players. Draconia against anyone else, I think, wins that map, but reimia's pick, reimia's Protect, and they went crazy with it, and they run away with a 1.1 million score.
Yeah, it's a really crazy score. I don't know how high it is across all other matches, but I think it stands pretty high, very, very high on the what would I say, the brackets results reveal. We can probably see the stats later. And we already see the pick, by the way. It's already been decided by Draconia that we are going to see the Nomad 3 play out, which is SFA Dionys Advento.
Yeah, this is already interesting to me because this match, other than the ban being slightly different coming in from Draconia getting rid of the DT2, this match is pretty much already playing out identically to how the Trumpetino Trigon match played out. They started with DT3, they opted the No Mod 3, and they were going back and forth with it. Where Trigon's example, they didn't pick into their Protect right straight away, but Trumpetino did. This time, reimia picked into their Protect, but Draconia hasn't. Going for that No Mod 3, bit of ult, bit of speed in some spots, speed bursts, I guess. I'm very interested to see how this one plays out, because we could see a very similar match to that match.
Yeah, because this map, I remember I was calling it out for the showcase. This map is a really fun ult map with a really good tapping, and they also got everything with a bit of bursts. And yeah, the players are already beginning to play. So yeah, we're going to see how it's going to play out. I think Draconia will want to keep his Protect until the last seconds. Because yeah, he has to play carefully. He has to select maps that can pull the reimia down, because reimia is a great speed player, so Draconia has to beat about it.
Yeah, and it's a strategy I honestly agree with coming in from Draconia. Keeping the Protect for a moment where you'll need it, rather than that immediate release of, okay, we can just balance out right now. But if you get any chance of a lead, having that Protect available still is such a good moment for you, because you just bring that scoreline further in your advantage. But we do get a start of the No Mod 3, and you can see the ult kind of immediately. But the map hasn't shown its true difficulty just yet, because it does get harder than this. It does become quite complicated, but the burst's not catching either player out. But Draconia is actually going to be leading on accuracy by a pretty solid margin at the start of this map.
Yeah. The map is honestly fairly consistent with spacing and the entire patterning of the objects. But yeah, this is just consistent ult that you have to keep up. And this made to be difficult. And also about accuracy, let's see that reimia has 96% accuracy, while Draconia is holding 99% accuracy. And I don't want to jinx it, but really, if we're going to see another FC, this match is going to be insane.
If these players start trading full combo for full combo, you know we have a absolute banger of a match coming in. But even with the first full combo coming in, already an insane start to a match. And if it continues on this path, it's insane. But we do see reimia finally finding the break. Unfortunately, that stack does catch them out, and I can't blame them at all, because it is awkward to get. Slider break immediately after, but Draconia not suffering a single one of those problems on their own side of play as they're continuing to hold on to that combo. Small bit of shake, but it doesn't seem to be causing a small bit of problem there. I think it was just a snap moment. They're still on that 99% accuracy. reimia does have to hope for a break very soon and their own combo, but that accuracy difference is going to make it very difficult as we get into this guitar solo. A lot of ult that just keeps on going, and you do get a small break here and there, but These are so easy to break, but the flow aim itself isn't too much of a problem. It is just that tapping control, but Draconia doesn't run into any problem whatsoever.
He even hit the really awkward 1-2 and double stack after patterns that I would think he would miss on, but he didn't. Still holding a really high combo. It's the last third part of the map, and he just has to hold it. I'm pretty sure even he would have missed, that pretty much wouldn't matter. He's got 200 score over reimias, and I think that's going to score the first score from Draconia. Really an amazing first score, by the way.
Yeah. Both these players just shining on their own skill sets, and they're just showing that they are, not a force to be trifled with when it comes to their strengths. And just shining straight through, coming in for Draconia here on this No Mod 3. Just an absolutely absurd performance. And I think, as far as I'm aware from what I've seen, this might still be one of, if not the best performance on this No Mod 3 yet. Oh, but that slider break, unfortunately, I think does ruin that chance of taking the #1 score. But it is still, the point in their favor. It is still bringing themselves to their equalizer. And a very, very strong first pick, to say the least.
I want to honestly at least see if he's going to score an S rank, if he's going to have a single miscount, but I don't want him to have any miscounting for me. And there's like last 10-20 seconds of the map left, and they're going to not score a single miss. This is going to be an amazing first S rank for the Draconia.
Yeah, both trading S ranks. Yeah, the Draconia. Both trading S rank for S rank, going bar for bar on each map. And does hit the wiggle.
S rank. Good job, Draconia. Good job on the first score. Really respectable scores as well. Now we're going to see the accuracy. 99.06% accuracy on this map is still crazy. Last 50, unfortunately, is a bit ugly. But still, as an S rank, it's just amazing.
Yeah, a very phenomenal score. But reimia does immediately answer back, going to double down on the tapping, opting for the No Mod 5. I feel like I've seen this match before. Because it's going the exact same way as the first match I got to commentate at this tournament with, again, Dragon Tromptino. They started off with the DT3, they went to No Mod 3, now they're at the No Mod 5. But I can't imagine that match this match to stay too similar to it, because these two players have been pretty neck and neck, especially when it comes to these speed capabilities. Draconia has shown that they are quite strong mechanics, even if it isn't their main thing. But we did see a very close matchup with this map before, and I wonder if we'll see it again.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty interesting to see that both players are firing off their picks right after they happen, and they're getting ready. They're just trying not to lose that energy, that drive they have. And yeah, seeing that reimia picks the No Mod 5, I'm kind of interested. What's the idea about it? I don't remember what No Mod 5 is as a slot.
This map. As a slot, it's kind of had a bit of a change recently where it's kind of been a lot of those different maps where some maps it's been gimmicky, some maps it's been stamina heavy, and this map does fit in that stamina heavy category. A lot of 250 BPM bursts and streams, and reimia actually be the first player to find a break, which is not looking too ideal. Not when Draconia is not only on the SS, but even with the DT3 was on their tail the entire map, and this map, I would argue, is considerably easier than that DT3.
Yeah, I would say so as well, so it's kind of interesting to see what's happening. But seeing Draconia is still holding an SS, he doesn't miss on these bursts, is still amazing. In comparison to reimia, where they only miss, I would expect them that they would want to hold until like the last KI with full combo and expect Draconia to make a miss, just to get back at the score difference, because it's growing, it's 50,000, it's growing even more, and it's growing very fast, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, not only is it that 200 combo difference, but it is that accuracy as well from Draconia, 99.87. That is going to be buffing that score by miles. And even with that act drop, they're still in the lead as you get into one of the harder and more intense sections of the map where the streams just kind of keep going at 250 BPM, but both players seem to be hitting it relatively comfortable. 250 just being light work for both of these players. They're actually coming closer to each other. But reimia with the chain of 100s at the end there does drop down to 98% accuracy, but 150 combo advantage still to Draconia with accuracy advantage by about 0.8% as well. They are looking in a very favorable position right now to make the first breakpoint.
I must notice it's a very clean 150 combo difference. Not 151, it's not 149, it's very 150. Very comical at the same time, but seeing that how reimia dropped a bit of hundreds before the break section, and how they just kind of fixate on some accuracy. But this section with the very short bursts is really crushing for the accuracy, as we can see. Draconia can't really handle it. reimia is handling it as a little bit better, but we just have to see if Draconia is making a drop on any part of the map, because they're holding the highest combo after.
Yeah, that 150 combo is going to be still keeping them in that lead, even with a good bit of backdrop there, with reimia now getting up to that 99% mark. But I mean, we saw the break here last time with these ending triples, these awkward patterns that can be a bit weird, but it doesn't seem to be the case for Draconia, even on this ending, and does bring the first breakpoint over to their side with a full combo on Rain, which is honestly a bit surprising. You'd expect reimia to be the player's full combo, but that unfortunate early miss is what brings them down. If they didn't have that unfortunate miss, they'd have kept the lead, they'd have won on accuracy, but sometimes it doesn't go the way you expect, and oh, there it is.
Yes, it is just as I expected. Draconia wants to select the map they're best at to just freeze their score at higher stake. They want their pick, they want the reimia's pick, and they want to get another point just to get that higher spacing in between scores, just to have that more wiggle room, just to have a chance to win. Very respectable, and this map, honestly, I hate it.
This map, okay, I don't like Hidden. I'm not a big fan of Hidden 2s. Anyone who's seen me play Hidden 2 will know
I hate low air.
I stop. I can basically stop playing and my score won't change. But this map is still a banger, and I think it is carried a bit by the song, for my opinion only, because the song is a banger. But the map is also a good bit of fun. It's a good bit of awkwardness. It fits Hidden 2 almost perfectly, and I think that's why this map just belongs in this category so well.
I don't know. I just hate this song. Like, don't get me wrong. System of a Down is a good band, but I just don't like this one.
It's very.
It sounds very drunk.
It might as well be, because it's Terracotta Pie. It's a banger. It's a fun song. I'm a big fan of it.
What's a terracotta pie?
It's just terracotta pie, bro. It's all it is.
What does it mean?
I don't know. That's half the point, I think. But it's just fun. It's a fun song. That's the best way to put it. But early in, we're actually seeing a surprising lead coming in from reimia, both on accuracy and combo, which is definitely not what was expected.
Draconia had dropped a few combos in the beginning. Like you can see, has a 10 combo behind reimia's. But what is more surprising is that I have a very big accuracy difference.
Yeah.
reimia makes the first combo miss. Maybe that will give some leeway to Draconia to get back the score.
Yeah, I mean, the recovery of the accuracy is also going to be a good bit important, because if you do want to start bringing that score lead over, not only do you need that accuracy and the combo, but if you have that accuracy, it makes flipping the score back over to the other side a bit more of a challenge, where if Draconia does find the miss, and which has been found, oh no, as I was about to explain, because of reimia's accuracy, that score lead is going to flip so quickly, because they're building a bit more score with that 95% accuracy, but yeah, the awkwardness of the spacing is going to catch up to Draconia again, and the accuracy is building again for side of Draconia, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to try and topple that 96% if reimia doesn't find a miss anytime soon.
Yeah, Draconia is doing a really good job of having higher accuracy. They were previously going with like 86%, now they're holding at 91.7, somewhere around 92%, I'd say, and they just want to have it higher. If reimia finds a single miss, we are probably going to see a really fun confrontation, but no, Draconia makes another miss. That makes reimia go even higher. 130,000 scoring is going even higher, which I think is it just means that reimia is getting another point.
Yeah, this is a situation now where for Draconia gets a bit scarier, because you just won the breakpoint, you go into your protect, and maybe not feeling it on your protect for the day. But reimia, however, is feeling it on the Hidden 2, and it's just going nuts on it. The hardest part of the ending, I don't expect a score flip anywhere to come in. reimia does drop, I think, 2% accuracy on it, but both protects, their protect and the opposition to protect, do go in reimia's favor, which is not an ideal position for Draconia to be in, because, you know, they had a chance to, you know, continue that score lead going in their favor, and even if they went back to trading, it would have been in Draconia's favor for the entire match. But that breakpoint now does make it a bit awkward for them, and especially with it being reimia's pick, Draconia is not in the best of positions right now, even with it being 2-2.
Yeah, definitely. Really interesting to see the score graph as we see the red line just going down on the list, this ending. Really
Yeah.
cruel ending, gotta say.
Yeah, that ending. I think the map's difficulty comes from that ending because the rest of it is pretty chill, pretty reasonable. I mean, there are some awkward spacing that can definitely get you a few misses, which we did see, but that ending is just brutal, especially on the hidden, and we did see it come into play. But reimia opting in for the DT4, Make Me Famous.
Another song that I don't really like. I don't like some songs on school. Yeah. It's fair to say.
I pretty much love every song on this ball so far, but I've not actually heard this one, so I might be 50-50 on it. But from what I've seen in the notes, apparently this map is 210 BPM consistency, so I have to be a bit biased if it's the map I think it is.
I don't know. It could be. Let's just see. Yeah, this just sounds like elevator music.
Yeah, no, honestly, the intro is, yeah. Yeah, this map just kicks off pretty quickly after that elevator music intro, but the 210 consistency for both players, identical accuracy, but oh, that's not an ideal miss coming from reimia, which is maybe going to flip the tide a bit. Maybe this might just be a match of breakpoints from what I'm looking at, because Draconia has been looking pretty strong on these mechanics-focused maps, which we expect to be reimia's, specialty, to be the thing they'd always win on, but as we continue going forward, it seems Draconia is actually kind of matching them on it, but it comes to those gimmick plays, and it seems reimia might even be taking the lead on them. But we are closest to halfway point of the map, and reimia's got that 99% accuracy, so if a combo break happens, it can flip quickly.
It can flip very quickly. Interesting to see how this map is AR 10.2, and the spacing, the speed that this map is going for, is really scary just to look at, honestly. From my perspective, it is. From yours, it might not be as scary. But yeah, the combo that Draconia is gathering is still really just shaking from every big spacing, because any break is just instant loss of score difference.
Yeah, the accuracy is still on the table for reimia. In fact, it does seem to keep building. It's why I got there, but it's not the problem we're looking at from the side of reimia right now. It's that combo deficit, which is not doing work, but Draconia finds miss on the ending, but was the miss late enough to keep Draconia in the lead? That score lead is going to crumble very quickly, but it is up to the map density if it's going to flip over in time, as the map does come towards its end.
God.
It's
few
closed
seconds.
so quickly. It went from 130k, but the map ends at 45k.
Oh, no.
Still in favor of Draconia. One miss each, but it's the position of those misses which gives Draconia that point and another break point to the table.
Just that tiny little bit of miss, just few minutes exactly as they needed before the map ending, scored them the third point. On the map, I wouldn't actually think so. I would think that this is just definitely a reimia pick, but no, apparently Draconia still can fire really well, and they did on not their own pick. They just reclaimed back their hidden 2 score. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Draconia is looking very, very strong on those mechanics. I mean, like, with no disrespect meant for Draconia, I wasn't expecting these to go in their favor. I was fully expecting it to be all, like, reimia's just hometown, you know? Everything, when it came to those mechanics, would just go straight to them. But then I was expecting the gimmick maps to always go straight to Draconia. But this match has been so much more closer than that, and it's been so much more tense and more flippy than I was expecting, where each map is just genuinely going either way. But it seems that Draconia is opting for the Hard Rock 2 to try and keep their lead, to try and force himself into a guaranteed tiebreaker at the very least, as they go into the precision map. Fiona Lisa, CS 6.5.
Yeah, CS 6.5 after all. I thought that. Oh, yeah, okay, it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
the laser
I love my
updated.
precision. Yeah, I love my precision, don't worry.
Yeah, I hate precision.
I love this. I love the skill set. It's honestly become one of my favorites recently.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know how to think about precision. It could be both reimia, it could be Draconia. The jumps,
yeah. Oh, the jumps are brutal in this map, I can tell you that. They do keep coming at some points. And Draconia is looking like he's going to be taking that early confidence with him along this map. Going to 100% accuracy, but it isn't a major score lead just yet, as both players still holding the combos, but none of the cut streams catch them out either. But it's when it gets that later half of the map is when I expect those breaks to really come in spades, when the map gets to be a lot more mechanical and a lot more intense. But there are still patterns like these that can catch Rob if you're not careful, but both players hit them calmly.
Yeah, looking at the qualifier results, I can see that Draconia has like 3% higher accuracy than reimia on the Hard Rock 2 map of the qualifiers. So maybe Draconia has a higher chances on the skill set against reimia. And we can see that definitely a 2% accuracy lead at the same combo is really a lot. Maybe not too much for the score difference. 20,000 score isn't a lot, but
Oh
everything changed in the slide and break.
Bro, they both got slow slided. Are we for real?
Oh my god.
The map hasn't changed. They both got slow slided, so the score difference isn't going to change whatsoever. That is a crazy turnaround to be seen.
The score difference is rising a tiny bit because reimia is making a lot of hundreds on the slider end, so the 41k difference right now is for Draconia. Draconia has a higher chance right now of getting that point. 40,000 score. Third part of the map, last third part of the map, we have 99% accuracy on Draconia, by the way, really insane.
Yeah. I'm not expecting a major ank drop to come in, but maybe another miss as the map does start to turn and you can see the shift happening where it becomes a bit more mechanically focused rather than just some standard precision map with a burst lit in head. No, this map now becomes a bit more streamy, a bit more aimy, and it's the last quarter of the map that is the most difficult, but that score lead is just going to keep advancing for Draconia based off that accuracy. A disgusting 99%, and arguably the hardest part of the map coming in towards the ending, but no breaks to be found. But reimia does go down, and it does consolidate the point coming in for Draconia. Taking a break point, now taking their own pick, and they even hit the doubles. Ew! Yo, fair play, ew!
Ew. Yeah, that was kind of unexpected, honestly. I don't know, like, maybe not unexpected in the entire sense, but still, it is a great score to look at. It's an S rank, by the way. Both players having scored a slider break on that cruel slider, but an S rank on Hard Rock 2, really amazing from Draconia.
Yeah, very, very strong score coming in from them. Like, just getting slow slided, but shrugging it off and continuing the S rank, just a phenomenal performance coming in from them. But reimia does continue down the DT path, trying to keep the mechanics in their favor in every moment they can as they opt in for Epica, the Solus system. This map, I'm not too knowledgeable on it. I'm not, in the game when it comes to this map, but from what I know is it's gonna have a good bit fewer patterns, a good few bursts, good bit of aim. A lot of what you'd expect in DT1, but with its metal twist that you get with this tournament.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this map lists for our notes. Is this map is just aim and bursts. So it's like double time 1 consistency aim, more than double time 4 actually.
Yeah, I mean, that double time 4 is a bit 50-50. I mean, the consistency aspect is there, but not consistency in this skill set itself with, the constant 210 BPM going on that you'd expect in a consistency-focused map, but the normal 4 did have its weird nature with it. This map, however, I think is going to be a lot more stereotypically consistency. It's not going to be throwing some crazy weird, curveballs out of nowhere. It's just going to be testing what you can do and how long you can really do it for, and I think that map does capture this perfectly.
I think this map is just perfect for mechanics, like the most primordial path is just aim and speed, the way you tap, the way you aim, and there's no tricks, there's nothing to worry about, there's no gimmick mostly. It's just speedy aim that both players know pretty well, and I wonder if reimia knows it higher, judging by their own pick. They picked this map by themselves, so maybe we can expect the FC by reimia. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you'd hope for. It's one step away from the match ending, so you'd hope that reimia is able to clutch this out for their own sake. But right now, accuracy is telling a different story with Draconia, but we are going to be building into the Ki. see the intensity kind of kick off a bit with a lot of those streams. A bit of backdrop coming in for Draconia, and it does seem to be reimia taking the lead based off that accuracy alone. But Draconia finds the break, which is exactly what was needed for reimia to keep this game in their clutch. They were needing that more than ever to keep themselves in the fight, and they just now need to hold on for the last half of this map.
Honestly, Draconia after that one miss looks like he's a bit of stressing. The accuracy drops, he's making the 50s and 100s, and another miss that he made on one of the circles. It really proves the point that this map is very difficult mechanically, just what reimia needed. So maybe for the next pick, if there will be, Draconia might need to look on some other gimmicky maps to play that he might have an advantage on against reimia.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, those gimmicky picks have also been pretty 50-50. This whole match has been 50-50 on who can take what. Because it comes to the gimmicks, sometimes reimia takes it. It comes to the mechanics, sometimes Draconia's been taking it. It's been really awkward, that whole match, where both these players know what they can pick into, but that lingering doubt in the back of their head must be there, knowing after that hidden 2, maybe it's not the safest bet that you would expect, but even a small bit of the diff spike with the 230 BPM burst kick off a bit more, reimia still holds on. Draconia hoping to keep the FC for the side of reimia, celebrating their current score and praying for that full combo to come in, because honestly, it doesn't feel as bad when you lose a point to a full combo, because at that point you know that at least something insane has happened for that match to happen, and there's nothing too majorly crazy at the ending from what I remember that reimia can mainly break on, but again, it's still testing that nerve control, still testing that consistency. And reimia knows they're going to be on that full combo, especially as these streams start to kick off, and it's going to be hoping they don't find those awkward random breaks, but the overaim kicks in to kill the full combo in the closing moments of that map. That is so, so unfortunate.
Yeah, that's an S rank on double time one. Really amazing score. Really kind of unexpected at the beginning, but yeah, we saw why reimia has picked this map. He knows this map. This map is really insane. And that score might give some leeway for them to win. We're going to see what Draconia has to pick right now. It's, again, still it is their match point, so they have to think really carefully about what to pick unless they want to go to the tiebreaker.
Yeah, and that tiebreaker is going to be a bit scary because I couldn't tell you who's going to win tiebreaker. They both feel so very equal when it comes to those kind of maps. And this is going to be the last pick of the match. And it seems they want to double down on what happened with that No Mod 3. They're going to be opting in for that Hard Rock 1. A bit more of ult, something we've seen Draconia perform well on before. But this one hasn't got a lot of those high BPM bursts in. This one has just got pure Hard Rock ult all the way through. So maybe we'll see a good score coming in from reimia as well. But the eyes are going to be on Draconia for this one to either close out the match or to keep themselves in tiebreaker.
Yeah, this is more alt-related map, so really expecting to see something interesting to happen, because we saw Draconia win on alt map. He won on alt map, right?
Yes. Almost full combo.
Yes. So yeah, we can expect to see pretty much anything. This map, I think, leans more towards Draconia's score, because, again, it's like precision alt that they know they did good at precision, and they did really good at alt. But honestly, both players did really good, so pretty much any misses on those maps still means that there could be a great score difference between those two.
Yeah, I mean, again, as you expect Draconia to definitely be running away with this one, but reimia has started to pull in the reins a bit, started to, pull in the consistency, pull in the restraint needed to play some of these maps. And, you're seeing a very intensive fight immediately from the get-go. Bit of accuracy drop coming in for Draconia, a bit unexpected to be fair, as they have been usually the early accuracy lead. But again, this map has enough in it, and it's 3 minutes. You can definitely fix accuracy or definitely ruin it within that time frame. So it's just going to be up to see what happens there. And a few 50s coming in for Draconia. That's a bad act drop to have, but still early and still time to recover, and no problems to be found whatsoever for either of these players majorly yet.
Yeah, there's been some accuracy drop in the same spot from reimia, but not as much as Draconia has made. But honestly, 8,000 score difference is not a lot, even in the side of reimia missing. That just shows that score difference is really little that gave Draconia a lot of right now leeway. They're scoring 20,000 scored, and they both missed. Both players just missed before the KI section.
Yeah, with that slider break coming in from both players, reimia does get a small bit of advantage due to the accuracy if they're going to stay on the same combo, but reimia finds another break, that advantage kind of going away, especially as Draconia now is going to be the one to hold the combo and keep that score advantage in their favor as these ult sections keep going on. But that miss coming from Draconia may have a chance for reimia to flip it over, assuming reimia can hold on, and they do, even through that awkward pattern, which is so easy to miss on, but not for reimia apparently. Still holding the accuracy lead. That score lead is closing quicker than Draconia can hope. As tiebreaker hype starts to set in, the possibility is there, and you can't give up hope for either side as it's still so close, and this battle will go either way.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how the score difference is. It's kind of going fast and slow in both directions, because the reimia has 96.8% accuracy, and we can see it drop even higher on these thirds. But Draconia has 95% accuracy, which is not ideal, so Draconia can only hope for reimia to miss on the guide section, which is possible, seeing that Draconia has made it better on the last guide section. But now, they made a huge, they blundered on the aim. Reimia missed as well, but I'm not sure that's going to matter a lot, because the accuracy is for reimia, and the score difference has already been set. There's not a lot of time for Draconia to keep up, I think. Unless reimia just blunders a lot, which is not likely, I think.
Oh, bad act drop, but it was matched by Draconia, so it's not going to put reimia in the danger zone anytime soon. And even with the closing moments of this map, it's still 30k. If reimia falls apart, there's still that chance, but Draconia is the player to break. And I think it is almost safe to say that tiebreaker is going to happen unless something absolutely catastrophic happens. The miss is found, but there's no accuracy on the side of Draconia, and there's no combo to be found whatsoever. They recover to that 94%. Draconia recovers that slider tick barely, and does not get slow slided. But guess what? The hype is here. The finale of the match is going to be here. We get to go to tiebreaker.
Yes, the tiebreaker, I don't know if you guys know this, this map is a custom for Courses Open 2021 of the semifinals. So this map, this map is crazy difficult, and we're going to see how both amazing players are going to play this out.
Yeah,
it sounds awful.
This
like
map,
in good sense.
Oh yeah. It is brutal. I could talk about this map for days if I wanted to, but for your guys' sake, I won't. But I will put it down to a pretty simple way of saying it. This map is brutal. You get your 200 BPM streams pretty much all throughout this map. You get really awkward aim, and you get disgusting 1/3 patterns to be thrown in the middle just to make sure your tapping is at its absolute peak. And if it isn't, say goodbye to that score, because it will go down so quickly if you're not prepared.
Yes, so let's just see what kind of play both players are going to do. We're still seeing both players just waiting that timer out. Maybe they're just resting, drinking some water a bit. reimia is already ready, but we're waiting for Draconia. And Draconia seems to be ready too. Both players are ready, both players are done to play. Good luck, have Fumo, as I love to say. Fumo, exactly. What a good letter to finish on.
Yeah. Tiebreaker gets the start. Biomech Valves number 666. This is where the nerves get to be at their absolute peak, and you have to pray both players are playing at their peak, hoping they're in flow state, in the zone, because otherwise this map will eat you alive.
Yeah, this map is difficult. It's got a lot of ult, it's got a lot of streams, it's got a lot of aim. And we can see that both players are missing on this map because this map is difficult. This map is also 200 BPM streams, and we see Draconia is handling those streams really well, no accuracy loss, and we can see that reimia has 3% accuracy less than Draconia, just based on the ult patterns that he missed on. Yeah, these patterns are really difficult. Those, like, if I recall correctly, like 1/3, so it's like 140, 130 BPM thirds. Really kind of difficult to set.
Yeah, they're about that range, 140, 150, I believe. And reimia does find another break. It does give Draconia a bit of chance to keep building that lead on this tiebreaker through this first quarter, but holding through that cut stream is definitely a challenge. Easier said than done, but both players did manage it, to be fair to them. And you can tell these players know what's coming up, and Draconia does find the break going into this more, weirdly to say enough, the more relaxing section of the map. A considerably free combo in comparison to the rest, but that does end quickly in those 1/3. But reimia is the one to hold on, to keep going with their score 300 combo. Still at the accuracy deficit, and that score lead is actually going to keep building a small bit for Draconia because the combos are not marginal enough. But there's still a chance for reimia to bring this back in their favor, but they have to pray. They hold on through these flow aim sections, through the higher spacing, and they just keep on going. Both players basically tied neck to neck going through this section.
Draconia has got a really good accuracy lead for him at 98.5% almost, and reimia makes a giant miss that gives Draconia a lot of leeway to score a higher score difference. Score at 23,000 difference. And if Draconia keeps up getting that combo and keeping the accuracy as high as it is right now, they have a lot of chances of winning this tiebreaker. reimia misses before the spinner, Draconia still keeps his combo, but a lot of accuracy was lost a tiny bit there. But now we're just seeing the thirds that reimia is not really feeling comfortable on, so maybe more accuracy loss for them, but Draconia is still holding the 685 combo, 700 he's not missing, not a single bit.
Yeah, as long as Draconia keeps holding on, even through these 1/3, that score lead is going to keep becoming more and more insurmountable, especially when you put that accuracy in, but the chain miss comes in, dropping the combo and accuracy, but they've secured a 60k score advantage in their favor, and reimia needs to build up a very strong combo if they want the chance to bring that score back. But guess what? They have 2 minutes and more to do so. They have so much opportunity to do so. There's so much density in this map that they can definitely do it. But they need to hold on through this aim section, which they do. And these streams just are unrelenting at points, but they just don't have a problem whatsoever. Both players are so skilled at this map, and you can see it coming in with their scores and accuracies combined, but Draconia finds another miss. reimia just holds on through these streams, eating them alive as that score lead does start to close more and more, and that combo keeps on building and building, getting to the last third of the map.
We are seeing 30,000 score difference. The score difference and the accuracy loss from Draconia makes a big difference right now. And he's missing another one. The accuracy, the combo drops that Draconia is making makes a lot of movement for the score difference. It's moving very fast towards reimia's side. reimia has 800, 900 combo, but he misses on the very space streams. That just means so much for Draconia.
Yeah, that miss is gonna be crippling that score for permanently almost, because that score needs to stay in favor of Draconia, who has started to build a combo again, building up our recovery to 300 combo, and that score lead is still 20k in their favor. With that accuracy advantage, it's gonna be harder now than ever to close it over. But again, when it comes to any of these maps, it does get a bit easier to build the score advantage, but it does get a bit harder to hold that combo on. And you can see even with the 1/3 let in, it's still testing that tapping through and through. But both these players are just excelling at these moments. Draconia, especially on that 97% accuracy, just not worrying about a single thing. The nerves may be kicking in a bit, but they are not taking effect on Draconia, to be seen as he climbs that 600 combo mark. reimia just now crossing that 300 mark. The margin to overtake is closing. The map is getting towards its ending, and that 50k score advantage for Draconia is going to be solidifying it with that miss coming in from reimia as well. It is going to be on to Draconia to hold the ending, but does find a miss on the 1/3, but there's no way for reimia to overtake now at this point. 60k advantage and no major combo difference, and the accuracy deficit to be combined. It is a well-fought battle, but Draconia does manage to just keep hold where needed, holds on accuracy where needed, and gets to bring that final point back home to themselves.
That is just amazing score. The difference in score was 63,000, and that is just so much for Draconia, and he takes the win. We didn't get to see the reimia statistics because he left, unfortunately, but that is just really good competitive energy between those two players. Scoring Draconia a win, unfortunately pushing reimia towards the losers bracket for the round of 16. but we get to see them again later. For now, Draconia, congratulations for winning on the round of 32. You're moving up the bracket to the round of 16, and we're going to see you next week. Yeah, we're going to see you play against Pez. Really good player as well. Yeah, good luck against Pez. But we've seen you win against reimia, so maybe we'll get to see you against reimia again. But yeah, very good. Congratulations. Yeah, it's selections that Arik is going to play against reimia. But yeah, congratulations, Draconia. And yes, thank you guys for watching the stream. Yeah, we're going to see you if we're going to have another match. Yeah, there will be another match in 17 minutes. It will be Runny Sunny against Piskill. And there will also be another match that will be streamed by Pizza. It's Orangoose versus Vin. And the last match that will be streamed for today will be Sabo versus Tuto. And yeah, we welcome anyone who wants to watch it. Thank you all guys for watching. Yes, bye-bye.
Bye-bye!